Since today is a grammar lesson, let's start with a grammar test. Very simple. The subject of the test is eggs. Which one is correct? Egg yolks are white, or egg yolks is white? Which one is correct? Egg yolks are white, or egg yolks is white? Think for a few seconds and then we'll have a look at the answer. Egg yolks are white, or egg yolks is white? Actually, egg yolks are yellow. Sorry to egg you on. Purpose of this exercise is to show you that sometimes we focus on grammar too much. We forget we need English as a language to communicate. So before we get started, you were supposed to learn 4 things in English: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. These are the 4 skills that they teach us in school. Writing and speaking are the production skills. Reading and listening are the reception skills. And even though speaking and writing are both production skills, we use them very differently. Now look at this. On the one hand, we have writing. And writing is slow. Remember your homework? It's very exact. Grammar must be absolutely correct. Otherwise you get a bad mark on your paper. While as speaking is a fast skill. You can't do it slowly, or you shouldn't do it slowly. It's not actually precise compared to writing. And the grammar must be efficient. Doesn't have to be correct, but it has to be efficient because we're trying to go fast. And it slows us down when we speak. Our habit of writing slow hinders us. Schools have been teaching English the same way for over 100 years. It's called the Grammar Translation Method. The Grammar Translation Method. Most English learning books also use this same method. It's the system. It's what we have in schools. It's what we have in English tutorial centers. But unfortunately, it does not teach you to speak, or at least not very well. And it teaches you some things that hinder you from speaking well. Learning tenses for conversation is one area that it hinders us. In the 1990s, there was a new approach called the lexical approach. I studied this method for quite a while, and this is the approach that I like and I use in teaching my English classes. The approach was to teach lexis, where commonly used words and phrases are taught, rather than grammar and structure. One area was learning tenses. Based on research on English usage, present tenses are used 4 times more often than past tenses. Simple tenses are used, catch this, 20 times more often than continuous tenses. Past perfect is used very infrequently in everyday conversation. This is based on studies of hundreds of conversations. The research finally concluded, although we have 12 tenses in English, for learning conversational English, we need to master 4 tenses. That's great news, isn't it? 4. Only 4. You only need to master 4 tenses. And the 4 tenses are, in the order of usage, number 1 is the present simple, number 2 is the past simple, number 3 is future simple, and finally, it just barely made it, it's the present perfect tense. So if you master these 4 tenses, your conversational grammar is just about 100% correct. You don't need the other 8. The present simple tense. Used to describe an action in the present time as routine, a universal truth, thoughts or feelings in the present. It's used to tell stories or jokes. It's used to refer to an action in the future according to a schedule. The past simple tense is used to describe events that happened and ended in the past. Future simple is used to describe something that will happen in the future. Adverbs are usually used with future simple tense, and these include things like tomorrow, later today, in 5 minutes, in 2 hours, on Monday, next week, these kind of phrases. Perfect present. This is the one that's used the least, so you don't have to study it that hard. It is used mainly for completed past actions when no particular time frame is implied. When a past time frame is specified, the simple past is used instead of the past perfect. Now, here's another way to remember. It's to remember these simple rules. Present simple. Here's how you use present simple. This is when you use present simple. The present simple tense is used for permanent facts. I go to lunch at 1 p.m. It means I always go to lunch at that time. It's a fact. Never changes. I live in New York. That's my permanent home. Strange but true facts about present simple tense. You can sometimes use present simple to talk about the future. For example, my plane leaves tomorrow. The course starts next week. The movie starts in an hour. You can also use future simple because English is very flexible. And like I said, for spoken grammar, you need to be flexible. Here's the rule for past simple. Use the past simple to talk about when you did something. I went to Australia last year. I saw Titanic last night. I finished my work a moment ago. And present perfect. Here's the rule of when to use present perfect. Use the present perfect to talk about something you have done. I have been to Madrid before. I have finished my work. Present perfect can also be used for conditional. You use the present perfect to say how much you have done something. How many things you have done. How many times you have done it. These are uses for the present perfect. Master these 4 tenses for conversation: present simple, past simple, future simple, and past perfect. And you'll be ready to use tenses perfectly in conversation every time. How much you have done. How many things you have done. How many times you have done it.